नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय। हरियागीतरसीवर भगवारि सगुगै हरिवायुरमि परमात्मन् अरुणाचलरमणम् परिवारुरमुरुगानय परमानिर्भया हरिवाय विनिरवाय निसंहरिवाय विवेकिया अन्नामया हरियै ஆழ்ந்த அன்றே ஆயுதல் கொண்டாயனக்கோ உறைந்தோ உறைகுணம் நீயல்லா என்னவற்றை என்னுள்ளே என் நம்பியோ அது செய்வார் கடலினை காலத்திலுக்கே அருவானே கடலினை காலத்திலுக்கே அருவானே. हरि ओम नमस्कार. ओम नमो भगवते श्री रमणाय. Transcending BMI, the body, mind and intellect. That is the theme of this camp. And you have come to the right place to transcend, to Tiruvannamalai, to Arunachala Kshetra. What better place you can go? Inekka Mukti. When you think about him, you are liberated. That is the glory of this sthala. So, we are all here, we are all blessed. See, it is my own experience. When you meditate at the foothills of Arunachala or in the 30-kilometer radius around Arunachala, the mind effortlessly sinks into the heart. So the Arunachala has got a great spiritual power. So it is Veervali Kandamalai. It's called as Veervali Kandamalai. Like a magnet, it attracts the soul. Jnana Tapodanari Vayan Malai Annamalai. Those who want to seek the self, Annamalai beckons, come, my dear, come. That is Arunachala. So we all have come to the right place to learn the art of meditation, how to transcend BMI. And today also is a very auspicious day. Why? It's Christmas. It's the birthday of Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ, a great Mahatma or a prophet, whatever you believe, definitely he is a great, a saint, I would say. See, when you are crucified, let us say, in the cross, in that moment to say, "Oh Lord, they know not what they are doing, forgive them." Ordinary person cannot utter those words. And Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi used to quote so much from Bible, from Jesus Christ's own words. He has said, "I am that I am." Bhagavan used to say that is the most precise statement about truth. I am that I am. Once when I was going somewhere, I saw in an auto rickshaw, behind the auto rickshaw I saw, with the Jesus Christ photo, I am the light, I am the life, and I am the path. This is absolute Vedanta. I am the light, Atma Jyoti. I am the light. Why? That is the stratum of everything. And I am the path. That is the path to seek one's own self. That's what he has said. So a very, very auspicious day. And also, as our elders were saying, tomorrow is Hanuman Jayanti. Hanuman is also the great hero. So very auspicious beginning today. So we are going to learn the art of meditation. Right? So as I assured you today evening, we are going to learn A to Z of meditation. Swamiji, are you overconfident? Do you know everything about meditation? You can ask me. I really do not know. But by Guru's grace, I am very confident. It's not a very difficult thing actually. It's not a very difficult thing actually. See, people always differ or quarrel with me or even argue with me. Swamiji, you say it's all simple, straightforward and all, but it's all hard. It's very difficult, people say. But still, I maintain, no, it's now and here. It's possible. It's simple. It's straightforward. When we have clarity. Clarity is the real thing. That is Guru's prasadam. Clarity is Guru's prasadam. So, to gain clarity of what is meditation, what we are trying to do, what we are trying to achieve, how to go about it. That is why this camp, Transcending Your Mind. I tell you, when we gain clarity from our scriptures and when we can really turn within with the grace of the Guru, it is all possible. And it is all, it's not difficult. First, we should believe in this. It is all possible. You know, I was in Sri Lanka for quite some time. The Buddhist monks, they have a peculiar idea. They say it is not possible now. They say, in so many janmas, now we can grow to some extent, but it takes so much of janmas to attain. So they themselves block the path. But Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi said, no, it is all possible now and here. All our Shastras say. So, first of all, we should believe it is possible. Right? So, we have got 8 sessions. 8 sessions. Today one, the last day one. In between 3 days, we have morning and evening. That is the logical science behind meditation. And also we have got practical guided meditation. That also we have got almost 7 classes. So we shall try to see how to go about. See, yesterday I was thinking, and we have classified or categorized the ideas into 8 sessions. The first session today, we are going to see why meditation. The second session, what are the initial adjustments required to soar high in the meditation? Initial adjustments, how we have to prepare ourselves for meditation. And third session, we are going to really see how to go about, meaning what is the real process, how to really sit in meditation, how to practice meditation. That we are going to see in the third session. Fourth session, the key to open the door of real meditation. See, though we practice meditation, most of the time we feel we are not proceeding in any way, or we are not progressing. Why? What are the real keys to open the doors of meditation? That we are going to see on the fourth session. And then, in spite of having the key, we sometimes lack balance. So how to gain that balance? This is very important. Balance is very important. So how to gain that balance to go about? And the sixth session, a very important session, we will see what are the final touches required to go beyond. See, that happens only because of Guru's grace. And not only that, Guru clarifies the fine aspects of the final journey. So the final touches required to go beyond. And in the seventh session, we are going to see what it would be like, the actual experience. How do you know? Don't ask me. What is the experience like? And in the eighth session, how it transforms the personality, our own personality, how it transforms. This is what we are going to see. 8 sessions. And I am not going to talk out of my hat. I am going to only talk through Krishna's words. We are going to have Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, as our base, and we are going to explain to you all these things. Right? I will give you need not write these 8 points, but in the course of our classes, we will give you these 8 points. So today, we shall see why we have to practice meditation. See, nowadays everything has become a fad, a fashion sort of thing. Like, people want to learn yogasana, asanas. Why? Everybody learns. And it's very good for health and also to maintain my shape. It's very good. I want to learn. And pranayama, I want to learn. Why? Once again for health. And to some extent it helps me in my professional life, in my day-to-day living. Yes. Similarly, people also want to learn meditation. Why? Because it is very, great thing to say, I am going for a meditation class, I am going for a Bhagavad Gita class, I am attending Upanishad satsangs. Like that, we want to learn meditation. And some people try also sincerely. I have seen many people close their eyes. They go on. So just by closing the eyes, you cannot meditate just like that. First of all, we should know why we have to meditate. I asked this question on several platforms. Why we should meditate? People give different answers. Why we have to meditate? Some people say, Swamiji, nowadays too much of stress. It's a stress buster. It's a wonderful way to bring down the stress. Yeah, true. It's true. Definitely it is true. But ultimate purpose of meditation is not just that. Some people say, when you quieten your mind, we experience a wonderful feeling, peace. Wonderful. Yes, it gives you peace of mind. Definitely. But that is not the ultimate purpose, because whatever peace of mind we get temporarily will be easily disturbed. When things go haywire, then our mind also goes here and there and peace is disturbed. Yes, definitely we get some peace. When the mind is so turbulent, very confused, we need peace actually. Yes, through meditation, you get peace. Definitely. But that is not the ultimate peace what the Mahatmas are talking about. the peace that passes the understanding. So that peace also can be gained. Though the temporary sort of peace, what we are talking about also is one of the byproduct, but that is not the ultimate end. Some people say, Swamiji, when you meditate, the intellect becomes very bright. We can take decisions. We can excel in our professional life. We can do this, achieve that. True. Definitely it is true. Definitely it is true. Because when the mind is quiet, we have learned in Vivek also, the Atma's life reflects in that quiet mind efficiency. That's called intelligence. Yes, intelligence. You gain an intuitive sort of understanding of things. Definitely that is what they say, cutting edge in your professional life also, anywhere. But that is not the ultimate purpose of meditation. And some people, they are very fond of siddhis, supernatural powers. Swamiji, teach us Kundalini Yoga. I don't want all this nonsense. Why? They don't know anything about Kundalini. And if Kundalini rises into all those 6 chakras, adharas, then you gain so much of wonderful powers. This is the purpose of meditation. But I tell you, if you practice meditation sincerely for a long time, you gain 7 extraordinary powers. But that will not help you. You get distracted and you may fall in. That is not the idea or goal of meditation. So what all we have seen? The stress buster, yes, the stress buster. And give some peace, yes, gives peace. And the intellect becomes very bright, sharp, and intuitive faculty is invoked. That's true. And extraordinary power. See, these are all the sort of ideas people have about meditation. But our great Rishi Parampara, they say meditation is to gain abidance in your own self. Because our own self is Purna. And it is the source of all peace, all joy and all love. It is the source of all knowledge, all power. So everything is within our own heart. So when we can tune ourselves and we can plug in to that source, everything is done. See, our Gurudev used to give an example. See, the electricity is there everywhere. But if you don't have that plug point, can you charge your mobile? You can't. Because if you do not know where to plug in, how to plug in, though the electricity is available, it is not for you. Similarly, in the heart, though there is the source of all power, all knowledge, all peace, but if you do not know how to abide there, plug into that source, we become very weak, helpless, ignorant, and we become beggars, begging for small pleasure here and there. So, meditation is to gain abidance in our own self, to plug into the source. Source is the source of all peace and knowledge and joy. That is our own self. So actually speaking, the meditation is to dive within and to seek the source and abide in our own self. How this can be done? This can be done by transcending the body, mind and intellect. Now we are living only in the body level, and in the mind intellect level. That is why there is so much of, hardships, confusions, agitations, everything. If we can transcend this body mind, this complex, then we are there in our own self. So, therefore, meditation is done to abide in our own self, and that can be achieved when we transcend our body, mind, and intellect. But before knowing how to transcend the body, mind, and intellect, the Mahatmas say you have to purify your mind, and then you have to unify the mind, and then only you can transcend the mind. One of our acharyas beautifully say, put the mind into foot process. He used to beautifully say, put the mind into foot process. Foot means purify, unify, and transcend. Straight away we cannot just try to transcend the body mind. It's very difficult. Because first of all, the mind is not available for us to work. It is so turbulent, so confused, so agitated, so directionless, it is not available. So, first of all, it has to be purified. Purified means what? There are a lot of vasanas gurgling from within, impressions which we have gained through so many lives. That has to be reduced. That is purified, the mind. Unify means what? The mind is scattered in all directions. We should try to bring it to a one point attention. As our Gurudeva always used to say, when the mind is scattered, it is very weak. When the mind is concentrated, it becomes very powerful. That is very, very important. To work on the mind, to transcend the mind. So unify. So through Japa Yoga, it can be done. The Japa Yoga is to unify the mind. See, all the other things like Karma Yoga, the Bhakti Sadhana, everything is to purify. When you chant Lord's name, divine name, Puja, Parayana, Tirtha Yatra, Vratham, all those things are to purify the mind. And if you can change your attitude while doing the service, doing the Karma Yoga, it purifies the mind. And then, through Japa Yoga and other techniques of meditation, you have to unify the mind. And then only we can transcend the mind. See, the mind is not purified. Sometimes, through some willpower, if you can achieve some sort of some state, some sort of a exalted state, or some sort of extraordinary power, since because there is no purity, you fall. You get distracted and you start involving yourself in unholy, unnecessary things. So the purity is very, very important. That is why Guru's guidance also is very important. And this unification of the mind also is very important. Because then you gain strength, inner strength, to face situations in life, to face one's own self, and to sit and to dive deep, and then transcending the mind. So meditation is to purify the mind, unify the mind, and then to transcend the mind. Mind means it includes body, mind, and intellect. If you transcend, what do you get from it? If you transcend, you gain abidance in your own self. As I told you, that is the source of all bliss, all peace, all knowledge, everything. And the life is fulfilled. If not, if you don't gain abidance in yourself, you run round and round and round, and there is no peace. There is no lasting happiness. There is no true love. And we are always in samsara only. So therefore, to gain that abundance, we need to practice meditation. And I tell you, Guru can show you the path, but we have to strive. See, that is why Bhagavan Sri Krishna, in the chapter 6, he has given a very beautiful verse, 5th verse. It is there in your hand. Please stand after me. Uddhare Atmanatmanam Atmanam avasadhaye Atmaiva hyatmano bandhu Atmaiva ripuratmanah. This is a clarion call from the Lord to all the seekers everywhere. Uddhared Atmanatman. Lift yourself by yourself. You have to lift yourself by yourself. Nobody can help you. However great the Guru may be, yes, out of compassion, he can be with you, he can show you the path. But you have to walk the path. And you have to gain that experience. Lift yourself by yourself and do not degrade yourself. Natmanam avasadaya means do not degrade yourself. Because Atmaiva hi Atmano bandhu. You are your true friend. Atmaiva ripuhu Atmanah. Ripu is an enemy, foe. And you are your enemy also. How wonderful. This is the most beautiful verse actually. You are your best friend and you are your worst enemy also. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says. So you have to lift yourself. So, in this effort in meditation, we have to lift ourselves by ourselves. But generally, people what they expect, Guru should just touch me and something is awakened. Got it. Wonderful. Or Guru gives some initiation. Touch something. No. You have to strive yourself. That is why Bhagavan has said, Uddhare Atmana. Natmanam avasadhaye. Don't degrade yourself. You are your true friend and you are your worst enemy also. When will we become our own friend? Gurudev says, when we can educate the lower mind, the lower self or the mind, tame the mind, and with the help of the intellect, if we can direct the mind towards the source, then we are our true friend. But if we go just for that, manam pona pokul soramliya, wherever the mind takes, I go. And I go behind the senses only. So when you are not guided by your intellect, by the scriptures or the teacher, when you just live a life of indulgence, of emotional gratification, all those stuff, then you are your worst enemy. So therefore, it is said, we have to train ourselves to lift our mind from the mundane worldly things to the higher, which is within our own self. The Paramatma, the God within our own selves. If we don't do this, if we are very satisfied with the mundane worldly existence, then we are our worst enemy, because after getting the opportunity also, being born here as a man, and I got this wonderful opportunity also, if we don't help ourselves, we become our worst enemy. And instead of exhausting our vasanas, we collect more and more karma vasanas. You understand what I'm saying? So we become our own enemies. So that is why Lord has said, through meditation, you have to lift yourself. Nobody can help you in this path. Alone to all alone. Alone to alone, all alone. Gurudev used to roar. Alone to alone, all alone. You have to walk this path alone. You have to lift yourself by yourself. I think you are very familiar with that analogy, that in Kathopanishad, that chariot, the analogy is. See, this body is the chariot. Krishna, there the Rishi says, this body is the chariot. And the senses, 5 senses of the horses. If the horses are allowed to just run like that, it goes here, there, no? So that should be a kadiwad. What they call?
Rein.
Huh?
Rein.
Reins, correct. R-E-I-N-S. And the mind which is connecting all the 5 senses is called as the reins. But this rein should be in the hand of the Sarathi, meaning the intellect, the buddhi, purified buddhi. The buddhi which has been educated, initiated by the Guru. So that intellect should be the Sarathi. And in his hand, the rein should be there, meaning the mind. Through the mind, he has to control his senses. Then the Ratham, this chariot, will go and reach the destination. If the Sarathi, the intellect is not bright, if it is not controlling the mind, and the horses are running here, there, running riot, then you reach nowhere. So it's a beautiful analogy given in the Upanishad. So we have to lift ourselves by ourselves. So that is why when the children are very young, they are initiated and given Gayatri mantra. Dhiyo yona prachodaya. Let my intellect be awakened, enlightened. Meaning, with the intellect, bright buddhi, through discrimination, viveka shakti, we have to control the mind. Through the mind, the senses, and thus we have to lift ourselves by ourselves. If we don't control the mind and we go as per its dictates, whims and fancies, only through senses always, then everything is sarvanasha. So therefore meditation means what? Through the buddhi, you educate the mind, train the mind to give up the external things and objects, emotions and thoughts, and to focus itself on oneself, the source. When you train this way for some time, to focus within, then you transcend. We see all these things in detail tomorrow, day after day, but this is the idea. So we have to lift ourselves by ourselves. Somebody cannot, God help me. God will help you. If only you can help yourself, God will help you. Meaning, when the mind is always extroverted, even God cannot help you. But God helps you in a way. He gives you lots of hardships, tragedies. And He gives you dhan. But if you don't learn, then what can God do? Only when you turn within, the grace can flow through yourself. So turning within is our effort. Then the Lord will help, the Guru will help, everybody will help us. When we cannot turn within, nobody can help us. Like, going into a room and locking from within. When you lock the door from within, who can help? You go inside a room and you lock the door from within and say, help, help, help. Who can help? You have to unlock. Then help comes. Similarly, we are bound by our own vasana, by our own ignorance. And we are always extroverted. Who can help us? Gurus can point out saying that you look within, turn within. But if you don't turn within, always extroverted, nobody can help us. So slowly and steadily, with the intellect, we have to educate first the mind, train the mind, and help the mind to focus its attention on itself rather than the world of OEP, objects, emotions, and thoughts. Then we can transcend the body, mind, and intellect and gain abidance. In a way, it's a hard work. You know why it is hard work? Because we have got a lot of tendencies, vasanas they call in Sanskrit. I mean, throughout so many janmas, we have acquired so much of impressions, raga, dvesha, likes, dislikes. Because of that, mind is always turned outward, towards the world. So that is the challenge. But when you know clearly what to be done and how to go about, then I tell you, the technique is simple actually. But the struggle comes when the vasanas are more and when they are always pushing us outside. Then there is a struggle. Actually, the struggle is not the actual technique. The struggle our own vasanas, our own mind. Some people have got very, very base, very dark vasanas, very difficult. For them it will take so much of janmas. Some people are very pure, very less, very, negligible vasanas. So for them it is just like this. See, we ourselves know what we are. In the inner instinct, what sort of vasanas we ourselves know. Swamiji, when I sit for meditation, my God, so many things comes out. Horrible things comes out. I don't want to sit in meditation. Why? Because we have garbage within for so many years, so it is coming out. We cannot blame anybody. We have put this garbage in, so garbage is coming out. Now we have to work and clear this garbage and to transcend. See, this Ramashri Paramahamsa, whenever he is taught a sort of a sadhana, a method, he exerts within no time, in 2-3 days. This Brahmana Vedari was so sort of shocked. What she gained after 20 years of sadhana, he gained in 3 days. How? Because his mind is so pure. Easy for him to just transcend. For him to stay in the world is difficult. They put some sugar in his mouth to bring him back to this world. Such a wonderful heart he has got. So such people, it is just simple. But for with people with so much of vasanas, it's very great struggle. The struggle is because vasanas are so much and so, horrible. So the struggle is more. We don't know what all we have done, how much vasanas we have got. So we don't know really. Therefore, we have to strive hard. Walk the path. Without expecting anything, we have to walk. But when we are sincere, success is sure for the sincere. The Lord will do. We cannot compare ourselves with anybody in the world. We do not know what is their antakarana, what vasanas have they got. Swamiji, I am also meditating for 15 years. This fellow in 15 days? No. Don't compare that way. He has started long back he has started. You do not know his past. So therefore, here, the idea is, with the purified intellect, Amala Maditannal, Bhagavan says, Amala Maditannal, purified intellect, we have to educate the mind and train the mind and bring the mind back to the source. Meaning what? give the attention to one's own self. This is what we have to do. To transcend the body, mind, and to gain abundance. This is what is meditation all about. When we don't have clarity, we run round and round. When you have clarity, you hit the bullseye. So I tell you, when you have clarity, you hit the bullseye. When you don't have clarity, you run round and round and round and round and complain. That is why I am saying, without Guru's prasadam, the clarity is Guru's prasadam. See, without gaining that clarity from a Sadguru, howsoever you strive, it will not give you that right fruit. But when you have gained that clarity through Guru's grace, you sit and you soar high, you transcend everything. That is why study of scripture is very, very important. That is why a Sadguru is very important in life. Because he can only explain to you the scriptures. And more than that, we have independently think about what he has said. I tell you, when we have wrong ideas, we can never progress in this meditation. Some people get stuck in wrong ideas. Nobody can help. If you get stuck in wrong ideas, you are ruined. You may say, I am doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. This doing that is the problem. But when you have clarity, I tell you, it is hitting the bullseye. So that is why we have given equal importance to the theory and the practice. All these 4-5 days, in the Swami meditation page or meditation. Can anybody go and talk about meditation? We should learn meditation. First you should know what you are trying to do. See, this clarity is very important. You should know why you have to sit, what you have to do, what you are trying to achieve. I tell you, even 90% of sadhaks don't have this clarity. It's very amazing. 90% of sadhaks don't have clarity. They think they have clarity, but they don't have clarity. Because sometimes the Guru themselves don't have clarity. The blind leads to the blind, they say. You go learn for any Tom, Dick and Harry meditation. See, that is why our scriptures say, Shotriyam Brahmanishtam. A Guru should be a Shotriyam in God. He should have learned the scriptures from a Guru Parampara and Brahmanishtam. One who has gained avoidance in the self, he alone can teach. This is Brahma Vidya, not anybody. Just because he is very proficient in scripture, he is able to deliver wonderful lectures, he cannot teach you anything. Because the clarity is very important. If you have the clarity, it is just hitting the bull's eye. Tuck! Finish! Samsara is over. If there is no clarity, for so many janmas you try, nothing will happen. So therefore, first of all, through these sessions, we should gain insight into meditation, the science behind meditation, the logic and understanding of what is meditation. And then we should sit and strive. Some other people are there who know everything, but who will not do anything. Do anything is not sit for meditation. They can give wonderful lectures on meditation. So, that is another category of people. எனக்கு ஒரு பெரிய விஷயம் இல்லை, உட்காந்து டக்குன்னு உட்கார மாட்டேங்குது, உட்கார விடாது, உள்ள குடையுதான் உட்காரே விடாது. You cannot sit. So, a person who has got clarity by Sadguru's grace and who can really strive ஒரு இடத்துல ஊன்றி உட்கார்ந்து அதை சாதிக்கணும். Then he is blessed. So, during our course of our sessions, we will see. So, actually, to transcend the mind, it is not very difficult, I tell you. You know what? Transcending via mind. That is the theme, na? You know how to transcend via mind? It's very simple. The Upadesha is Chumayil. That is the highest Upadesha. If you sit for a long time without shaking your body, the body is transcended. Body means the idea of body is transcended. If you sit just watching the breath becomes very shallow. If you sit watching the thoughts will subside. If you sit without getting entangled into any ideas and concepts, the intellect is transcended. Whatever the body's upadani, if you don't mind it, that is asana siddhi. And whatever may be the emotions and thoughts, if you just watch and observe, don't get involved, that is transcended. Ideas and thoughts, that are so exciting, I tell you. Because they are limited. If you don't get caught into thoughts and ideas, allow it to pass, the intellect is transcended. So, if you just sit without doing anything, everything is transcended. But we cannot sit quiet, that is our problem. First of all, we cannot sit, that is another problem. When we sit also, we cannot keep quiet with the mind. We go on talking with the mind, like a chatterbox. Now, udamba. Now, udamba. Am I the mind? No, I can't be the mind. Then what am I? I am Pachudan. Sat means what? Chit means what? Ananda means what? Doing meditation or what? This is not a meditation. This is cartoon of meditation. Or you fight with the mind. Oh, how can this thought come to me? How can this thought come to me? It has come, finished. So you go on fighting with the mind. If you can remain chumma, watching the mind will subside. If you remain chumma, allowing all the ideas to pass, intellect is transcended. So ultimately, to transcend via mind, we should learn to be chumma. Chumma is. சும்மா இருக்க முடியலையே, சாஸ்திரத்தை படி, பூஜை பண்ணு, பாராயணம் பண்ணு, தீர்த்தயாத்திரை போ, do everything. Why? You are not able to sit quiet. சும்மா இருக்க முடியாதனால இதெல்லாம் செய்யணும். But if you can remain சும்மா, that's it. But that is not easy because of the vasanas. Because of the vasanas, that's it. And so much of ignorance and confusion is there in our head, we cannot remain சும்மா. Factually speaking, we are all Shiva only. We all have third eye. When you open the third eye, everything is burnt. Our third eye is what? Our attention. When we can give attention to everything without getting entangled into it, that is watching everything, observing everything without getting entangled, everything is burnt. So to gain this kind of balance, this kind of an abidance, we need to practice meditation. And I tell you, one more important thing, we should not expect anything. When we are surrendering to the Lord, to the Sadguru, it is none of our business to ask for anything. Oh God, why have you not given me this, given me that? Why are you not giving me this kind of an experience or moksha? No. If we have truly surrendered, ennam meduvo adu seivar. Enne ivattal ennuyire ennam meduvo. Oh Lord, whatever is your wish, let that be fulfilled. This is the heart, and this is a very important thing about any sadhana and any sort of attainment. Because this will be the biggest hindrance, wanting something. Wanting something. Who is wanting? The ego is wanting. And the ego is the problem. Ego is the obstacle. Ego is the false thing. So that also should be given up. So we shall learn slowly and steadily how to go about. As I told you, purifying the mind, unifying the mind, and transcending the mind. So we shall learn all these techniques. Practical session also, theoretical session also, slowly and steadily. Okay? Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Dachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om